One of the things that I truly cannot stand is dismissiveness. When people are being dismissive. And here's an example. Have you ever heard of the saying, don't listen to anyone who hasn't achieved what you want? Logically, yes, that makes sense, because if somebody has never built a business, keyword never, and they've just worked a 9 to 5 their entire lives, another keyword, entire lives, or somebody who has never sustained a healthy relationship, never, keyword never, and then suddenly giving out advices to other couples, maybe don't let them coach you on love. I emphasize keyword on never, entire lives, because that is different from had it before but chose not to sustain it or keep it. Here's something that I offer in reverse. Can't always assume that somebody who doesn't have it right now never ever had it before, because you can tell when somebody is speaking from real wisdom of having gone through it and then realizing, oh, it wasn't that satisfying at all. And this is where curiosity comes in. Yes, we don't owe that to other people, but if you want to develop an edge to make you run faster and farther than everyone who is running within your direction, you gotta have an edge. An edge is like something, a skill or an intel that you acquired, but then you apply it to yourself with your own twist, which is why you not only stand out, but you acquire speed, or you go distances at points where other people going the same direction as you has already stopped. Let's say you met somebody and they don't look like they're successful. You tell them about a dream of yours, maybe a business, and then they drop some nuggets of wisdom. But then you look at them and they look like, keyword look like, they look like they don't even have the same thing that you want. So you're just gonna dismiss them, like that you're not gonna listen to them because they don't have what you want. But when somebody speaks from a place of wisdom and certainty and like lived experience, that should clue you in that they probably have been there and they're either choosing to be low key with it, or they pivoted because they realized that it wasn't bringing them either happiness, fulfillment, or it just wasn't working out for them. Their interests change. So that's the reason why I always say, don't dismiss a person based on what you see about them right now. Doesn't take a genius to start a conversation. Be curious about another person. See them as the human beings that they are. Learn about them instead of treating every situation as transactional. Because in that moment, you don't know. What if that person that you're talking to, and what if it turns out that this person actually has a lot of money, and then they give you an opportunity to connect with somebody that they know that could help you advance? What if they're actually looking for a project or another business to invest in? And what if, because of your kindness and curiosity and your conversation, just merely being a human being, interacting with another human being without any agenda, and then it resulted into you getting a capital infusion? Because this person actually had a lot of money and they've decided to invest in you. Ever thought of that? Have you ever thought of that? That's my thing. But these days, I think a lot of people struggle with that because they genuinely want to connect with them and have a conversation. They go home, they prop up their camera and make an example out of you. They make content about you. You're coming to them in hopes of connection, and yet they decide to talk down on you. They speak like a broadcast channel and not one-on-one conversation. This large following thing, being an instant influencer, having 100,000 followers more than most, it's just thwarting people's conversational skills. They're broadcast channels. It's a one-way transmission. They talk to you as if they're on Call Her Daddy, and you're sitting there interviewing them. There's no flow of conversation. Like, anyway, okay, I didn't expect to rant on this video, but what the hell. Let's just say you already live by the don't take an advice from somebody who doesn't have what you have. So let me offer you something in reverse. Again, don't also listen to people who already have what you want. If you do, listen with discernment. Don't always apply everything that you hear, because there are nuances. They can say that easily because they're already at the top, right? But they also don't talk to you about their beginnings. They don't take you through it step by step unless you pay. So it's important that you take what makes sense and then put your own twist into things. The truth is, if you try to follow them step by step without applying discernment, you will then realize later on that there is a price to pay that you're not ready to pay for. There is a cost that you need to pay. And I'm not saying it in a money sense. I'm saying it in some decisions. Like, there are decisions required, because success is not just an outcome. It is a trail of decisions. It is, you can say it's a consequence of a choice. Sometimes it requires compromise, relentlessness, isolation, burning bridges, moral flexibility. Not always, but sometimes. So before you absorb someone's blueprint, ask yourself, if I follow their method and it requires me to drop my values, would I? If it requires me to become harsher and more transactional, would I? If it requires me to sacrifice relationships I claim I care about, would I? If it requires me to step over people instead of building with them, would I? Not every version of success aligns with every identity. You have to decide what matters more to you. Character, outcome, integrity, acceleration. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Neither choice is objectively wrong. There are people who choose material dominance. They accept trade-offs and they sleep fine at night. There are people who choose moral alignment over speed. They accept slower timelines and they sleep fine at night. The mistake is pretending you can have one while secretly operating like you're the other. So ask yourself, is there life proof of what I want or proof of what I'm willing to become? The distinction is for you to make, and it will save you years. How about that?